Cool potential.
Yeah, well, actually, the build is not the Yules. The build is Veil first, and then Yules.
Mm.
I rushed the Yules in that game with you because it was better. But the beauty of Bloodseeker is more around. Actually, I think the complexity of Bloodseeker as a hero is I love him particularly for ranked. If you're a bad mechanical player, I really recommend this hero because he is not a hard hero to play mechanically speaking, but you have to have a really high understanding of Dota to play him. And the biggest strength of Bloodseeker is knowing how to itemize correctly. That's why, for example, if you watch players that like a certain playstyle, you're done. Don't play Bloodseeker. I watched Kezu play Bloodseeker, and it's just the guy plays him always like a pseudo carry, and it doesn't work out because you need to sometimes say, I'm gonna play as a tank. I'm gonna play as a utility, right? The versatility. Meanwhile, you watch Brax, who plays anything, and the guy dominates on the hero, right? It suits players that are very versatile on the hero, and it's Cantiloon's best hero, by the way, in the current meta. He absolutely loves it. And it's good with Drow, because in this game, you can actually just itemize like a pipe, for example. You can go for like a pipe build, you can go for a very tanky build, and then the Drow has the frontliner.
We never specifically stated it, but it's an offlaner, by the way.
Oh, it's an offlane Bloodseeker, in case you were wondering.
It's an offlane Bloodseeker.
If you weren't following the meta whatsoever, yes. He's fallen off grace a bit, but I still think he's really strong. And with the Drow, it's really good because you can go for the Yules 4-staff pipe build, and you're kind of the tank that also offers a lot of utility. Even Greaves this game is pretty decent.
I like this. FBZ Beastmaster's a treat to watch. He just completely shuts down safe laners on the hero.
He plays pseudo carry there.
Yeah.
He goes Necrons. I even see him go Helm, even to this day and age. Just to push towers.
And it works. He's just so darn good. Against Avenged Drow, he might actually be, I think, a little bit pressed in terms of how difficult he might actually find that lane being, because the Drow, actually, marksmanship will one-shot boars, won't it?
No, because it don't one-shot.
Oh, of course, you can also armor now.
But it doesn't really matter, though, because the boars aren't really relevant once you reach 6. Right?
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
more in these early levels. But you are right. They lack a way to kill the boars super quickly, like a stun. Or Magic Missile's okay, but you'd rather have something like Fate Bolt, for example.
But the problem is you can't Magic Missile boars because then you're wasting a third of your mana pool for what is effectively a fifth of maybe Beastmasters, right?
Exactly. Like Lich is much better, for example, because Frostblast you can spam it like there's no tomorrow, and you can much easily kill boars. But it's still okay because they're both range, as you mentioned, so you shouldn't have too much trouble killing the boars. But you have a... What is it, Beastmaster and Mirana? Yeah, you're kind of there to punish any positioning, right? And if you're out of position, Boom Esports will kill you.
Yes, they will. That's not even a question. But, I mean, Boom Esports, you can tell, to me, I think their drafting style here is like, hey, we're confident in our play style. We're confident we're going to beat you because all of their picks, not only, of course, are their first 3 picks the same exact as they were last game, but there's no flexibility whatsoever in their draft. Like, you know exactly where all of these heroes are going.
Yep. Same with Team Star, to be honest.
Yeah, same with Team Star. That's very true. This is a Team Star, by the way, a team that's been playing together for a long time. Just because we haven't mentioned it, right? DDZ back in the Summit 3, he was playing in. So yeah, it's good to have him back 10 summits later. But this is a team that he's been still playing with, actually. A lot of the same players, and he's still pretty darn good.
Yamate is the only one that's new.
Yes.
Pseudo new.
Yeah, so
he's the only non-banned player.
They were formerly Flower Gaming and then New Esports, so they were in BTS Pro League, I think they were actually in.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And ESL as well.
ESL, they've been playing and trying to qualify, so you generally see these teams as well. Sometimes not make it out of groups, though, but they're usually pretty darn good team to watch, so we'll see. Have not really found too much success thus far in this summit, though.
No, but they've played against really strong opponents as well, like 2 really strong.
Yeah.
Boom Esports and Among Us, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how they do against Neon Esports, for example, or some of the other bottom
That's
teams.
true. Neon, I mean, we haven't seen them today, but they have been really off of
more.
it. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. They've been a team that has been surprising, and not in a good way, because they were really popping off in previous events, and I don't know, maybe something's changed there.
Yeah, we'll see. But for now, in this game, Boom Esports requires 1 last pick. Probably their carry, I want to say. I like the Morphling ban. I think he's fantastic. The CK.
Casino Night. Love it.
So this is actually the best, I would argue, up there. Yeah, actually the best hero against the Bloodseeker in lane. Because you have enough healing to make whatever he does useless. You actually heal more than the Bloodseeker, and you can trade 1-to-1. Bloodseeker actually sucks at attacking you. He has really nice base stats. And with Phase Boots, you can sort of trade. But the whole point of Bloodseeker is that you use damage with Blood, right? You don't have to sustain damage. And CK has a lot of that. He can also bring you back with Reality Rift and make sure to hit you. And if you Rupture this guy, he'll just stay and hit you. He has no problem doing that. He doesn't have to do anything else. So Rupture is not as powerful against a Chaos Knight.
I think what's really nice as well is that it's probably going to be paired with the Elder Titan, which you can, dual melee lane. No, very strong. Very strong
lane.
A point in the natural order early on, because if you combine that with the Reality Rift. Wait, the minus armor is back on Reality Rift now?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Or is it the slow?
forgot.
They
think it's a slow.
they kept changing it. They kept changing it, so we'll be sure to check on that. I should know, but
Things are
it's so dangerous. It's such a dangerous lane. So we could be on the lookout for that, especially versus an agility offlaner, right? Where you're gonna cut through all that high base armor that he has because of the natural order.
That's true. Actually, Bloodseeker has a huge base armor. Though, for an agility hero, he has relatively poor agility. Well, not the greatest. He has a pretty decent agility game, but not the greatest. He's not Terrorblade. But his base armor is ridiculous. I think it's 6 base armor.
It's up there.
It's
He's
incredible.
in the higher scale of heroes.
Bloodseeker, one thing that he does have an advantage is his strength gain is one of the highest for the agility heroes. He actually has a 2.9, I believe, or 2.7 strength gain, which is really nice. So he tanks up nicely. It's not easy to kill him, but you're not going to be able to bully Dreamcell out of the lane. And actually, they pick up Pango mid as the last hero, so a bit of a space creator. You're going to have a really similar matchup here in the mid lane. Both Tiny and Pango fulfill very similar roles of being initiators and space creators. And overall, Boom Esports is a really solid lineup with his Chaos Knight. They really know how to fight against the Bloodseeker. They have a way to catch up to the Drow with both the Tiny and the CK. This time, their lineup seems like it's less dependent on getting the jump, because they have so many ways to get the jump on. With the Primal Roar, with the Tiny Toss Avalanche, with the CK just going with Reality Rift, or even the Arrow. But while they have a lot of great single target and really good pickoff potential, Team Star in their team fight, especially with Bloodseeker and Pangolier, is looking quite strong as well. So in this draft, Boom Esports, if they play this really well, they could run the Team Star over. But Team Star, they have a pretty solid chance once the mid game starts.
Yeah, definitely. And this Team Star, I like the last pick, Pango here mid lane for DDZ. I don't think there was anything particularly wrong with Yamate either on the Earth Spirit, so I'm happy to see that pick. And I'm looking forward to seeing Lance have a better game. Paired with the Drow Ranger, I think that's going to be inevitable. But I think hopefully he's going to be able to have an easier time acquiring targets than he did the last game. CK, though, very dangerous versus our Drow Ranger. It's a fantastic pick against her as well. You can close the gap very, very easily to her and pretty much probably one-shot her with any items, I would argue. Wouldn't be too surprised if we see just Drow Rangers disappearing, as we have. Of course, the classic C 0-second pause as we get into what is our last game of the day.
An exciting game as well. A lot of really picks I love seeing, particularly the Bloodseeker, the Pango. Actually, my two favorite here, Bloodseeker and Pango. And then the Chaos Knight, which I keep claiming is very underrated. I think this hero is stronger than people believe.
Yeah.
Some teams agree with me.
The Ags is
By
really
some
good.
teams, I mean Beast Ghost.
Sometimes you see it off lane go for the Ags as kind of a utility sort of build, but I really do enjoy seeing it back on the hard carry. He's really fun to watch as they're going to get this ward up. They will scout Mozoon. He's got a good positioning here on the cliff, though, but I don't think it's going to help him. Chaos Bolt is going to be able to reach him, hit him with the Echo Stomp, arrow to follow up, and, well, there he is, body blocked, and kill over to Makoto with the tree.
So I want to actually talk about that when you mentioned, because it's an interesting point. Why did Chaos Knight, why is he not played offlane anymore, right? Why was that swap? And people that forget, in case you forgot, Chaos Strike actually got changed. So before it was the consistent,
yes,
which
it was
is every 4 seconds, I believe.
Yep.
Yes. And now it's the 30% chance that it always was, right, if you haven't played CK. So that really reduced his healing in lane, or it didn't make it as reliable, so often CK was not so strong. However, it actually did increase his DPS, especially in the late game. Because if you actually notice, there's not many late game, or not a single late game carry I can think of that, like, really late game carry that has... Wait a second. Candy Loon? Could be in trouble here. I don't know. There's no Stomp. Chaos Bolt. Arrow. Sets up. Candy Loon gets hit by it. They can still body block him. They go for the Bantu. Yamate steals it. Candy Loon still has the blood right. Can they kill him? The silence is good. Very well played by ET, actually. Nice. Remosella even charges.
Brown boots. Keskute, he's changing it up this time as well. I like that.
Smart, huh?
Yeah,
Very
smart. Last game he didn't go for this, but I think he recognizes he's also against a dual melee lane. As you can see, Dreamcell is just welcoming back the hero, as well as that the Titan buff, just to make sure he can get as much damage. But yeah, he recognizes against dual melee, in which case you always want movement speed or Orb of Venom, which is effective movement speed to you, right?
Yeah, so you can trade more efficiently. It's the same thing, essentially.
Yeah,
so yeah, to the CK point, if you actually notice, there's not really any late game carry that has this kind of like a timed strike. And just a bit of harassment, Remosella. Because of that, when Chaos Knight actually, they got that change, he became not that great of a late game hero. but he's always been a really strong late game carry. So now that they bring him back to the Chaos Strike that it always was, he really raises his DPS, especially in the late game, because it synergizes with your attack speed again, which is exactly what you want with a hero in the late game. So I'm glad to see him back into this position. It's where he belongs.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot more fun to watch as well, just from a spectating perspective. I think RNG and Dota has a really good place here, just because the game is, you know, it's balanced. But you know, when League players say, "Oh, Dota, everyone's so overpowered," it's kind of hard not to agree with them. You know,
everyone is so overpowered. That's where the balance.
That's what the balance is, though, right? I mean, yeah, but that's not the point. Is everyone is equally broken? You know. CK stunned between 2 and 4 seconds, 3 and 5 later. You know, that seems about right.
That's the beauty about Dota, though. The whole point about Dota is you kind of balance it by countering heroes, right? You have heroes with counters, and they can really get hard countered, right?
Yeah,
there are times when you don't get to play your game in Dota. That's fine.
Very frustrating. Yeah, I don't mean to continue like the League hate train, but you watch like League, you watch like Worlds right now, and it's like oh, 13 kills, 40 minutes, 30 minutes of the game. Realistically, League games don't go that long, and it's
actually
like
a bit faster.
Oh wow, he's stunned, and he's stunned for like half a second, and oh whoa, okay, if you say so, right? It's not really much of a stun there if you're watching Dota, but it's just different games. Oh, Arrow's gonna miss there for Hyde, unfortunately.
No, it's fine. Just one game has happened to be period. It's what happens.
It's whatever.
Not everyone can design the best game in the world, right? Then we just happen to have Dota.
No, just Ice Frog, you know.
Is there a genius like Ice Frog? Probably not. Would I lick his boot? Yes, 100%. Anyway, in this middle lane, I'm kind of interested in this mid lane matchup because you actually have really similar tempo for both of these mid laners. So it's quite important to see who wins because whoever wins is going to start to rotate immediately and try to get kills, right? So for now, it's quite an even lane between the Pango and Tiny, and should be even for the most part. Pango can threaten kills, but sorry, Tiny can threaten kills, but Pango can trade more efficiently.
Yes, yeah. Lance is doing quite nicely up here top lane, 11-0. Not doing too bad, but still pretty far behind here. The Chaos Knights, maybe just the difference a first blood or two makes. A little bit of confidence and pep in your step there for sure. But FBZ, again, he is actually further down here. But they are kind of splitting the farm in this lane, 8 CS apiece here for his laning partner, the Potom, as she is currently still fighting versus Mozoon. Might actually end up winning this duel. The minus armor makes it a little bit less efficient, but 2 Star Storms, Arrow, Hyde. I've seen you throw better ones. Bottom. That's okay.
Our Titan's about to go down. Kescue, yeah. Candyloon gets that kill. And doing a really good job. The Earth Spirit is making a lot of space in this lane, and Candyloon is trading quite efficiently. Dreamocel's not been very lucky with those Chaos Strikes. Let's not forget, now that it's inconsistent, right, with the healing, especially against a Bloodseeker, this could be a bit dangerous, because you're kind of hoping for the heal, but if you're really low, Bloodseeker is running all over the map.
Yeah. That's true, actually. So maybe all this trading is not going too well, but Hyde does a great job of zoning out the Potom from lane. Hold that thought. No, it's just a bottle refill made. It looks like nothing too crazy. But he does a really good job of forcing the Venge out of lane, which ideally would get FBZ a better matchup here. But again, versus the Drow, it's just really not that easy. Orb walking, just the natural range advantage that he has is cute. DDZ going forward. We've already used the Rolling Boulder to initiate on this one, trying to retreat, and will be able to do so. The Thirst movement speed is going to be immediately removed thanks to the healing salve, and make sure Dreamosaur can actually get a little bit of CS back in this lane.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, you don't want Candyloon to really have the extra movement speed here. He's trading quite efficient with Dreamosaur, to be honest. Usually, the Chaos Knight is a bit more favored, but because your support is constantly away, it's much more difficult for you, and he doesn't have the initial farm either. He needs a bit more strength damage to be able to trade with Candyloon. And of course, the Blood Right always an issue.
Yeah.
CK is quite fast, so you can avoid it, but yeah, you have to be really quick about it.
They're going to maybe go for something here? ET with... You felt confident
armor,
with the buffs.
It is armor that it reduces reality again.
Oh, okay. Thank you for checking, yeah. And we do see actually the point in natural order, like I suggested. It's so value against Bloodseeker's armor, base armor. I think it's not 8, it's probably like 6 or something. But yeah, it's so good. Mid lane though, Makoto, he's done a really fantastic job. After DDZ went for the kill attempt onto Kescute, really didn't have any mana, no bottle charges either, so he's forced all the way home as FBZ is in some trouble top lane. Hyde jumping in might not save his life here, unfortunately. So FBZ just turning for a little bit of extra damage now onto the Vengeful Spirit, who seems to be resigned to her death. The arrow will beat the magic missile coming out. Wow.
In the bottom lane, though, they do kill Dreamosaur, and this is not looking good, honestly. This lane should not be as bad. Usually CK can stand his ground a bit better, but Candyloon knows how to play this matchup. In fact, really smart. Look at this. He actually maxes Thirst over the Blood Right. And this allows you to go and weave in and out much more efficiently and to heal more, which means that you can actually man fight this Chaos Knight a bit more efficiently. because you can't rely on the Blood Right damage as much against the Chaos Knight due to his healing.
Mid lane, Mikoto is maybe surprised by the rotation of the Vengeful Spirit, allowing DDZ to get a few more auto attacks in, even getting a lucky shot or two, but it's not really much of a kill attempt. But it will secure him at least that regeneration rune here for the Bottle of DDZ. We'll see if he can make a rotation now that he does have that Rolling Thunder available. Top lane, though. I mean, it's been a solo lane for a while for Lance.
FPZ though is starting to do the thing where like you think that FPZ when he plays Beastmaster he keeps confusing it with Brood Mother, right? It's BM, same thing, and he just always takes over a lane. He goes for Necronomicon and pushes your tower as soon as he can. That's how he plays essentially.
Great D-ward by Mozun as well, even scouting the Hawk, but Hyde with an arrow. TP coming in. Yeah, from DDZ. This could be bad as the Rolling Thunder Beam started. They do at least get the kill on the Vengeful Spirit, but they will lose FBZ to boot as they are fighting again down bottom. Dream Assault actually is going to be hit by the Rupture, ticking on down, trying to turn, lands a stun, needs it, will find it, but he still will die there as Yamate actually kicking the boulder on through to collect the kill. The Thirst movement speed now ending, but 40 HP left here for our Bloodseeker. He might just end up living here. Astral Spirit, will it kill him? Not quite. We need the Stomp, which is easier said than done with the Phase Boot, so he is off and away. I thought they were going to turn that one for a second there, Avo, but unfortunately, Candyloon lives on just a sliver.
Yeah, I like his choice. I'm going to talk a lot about the choices Bloodseeker makes in terms of items. I asked Brax about this, and usually Phase Boots is particularly bought on him when you realize that you kind of have a slight upper hand in the lane. In this case, clearly that was the case, right? And you want to trade against the enemy here because it gives you such an upper hand in the early mid game in terms of TPS. Top lane though, Lance in trouble. It's gonna be a Chaos Bolt, and Lance is dead.
Yep.
And they even give it to Dreamo Cell, a nice little recovery kill here, as he rotates to go for the safer farm as well.
Oh, he's going for the Midas.
Yeah, I think it's the better build. What I've seen these days on the Chaos Knight has been Midas into the Echo Saber and go for then turn it into Silver Edge, by the way. So it's quite a useful build with a potential BKB.
Makoto might have been in trouble there actually with Mozun coming through, but DDZ probably calculating they didn't quite have the damage. Tanky boy this Tiny here, especially with the Bracer. But that'll be the top tower then falling as our Tiny zooms on up, picking up the Haste Rune, and he'll be out of trouble. Although, Kescute down bottom. Yamate is really chasing for this kill, but he will eventually back off after he sees the creep wave. They should be trading towers here though. Tier 1 for Tier 1, and each other's safe lane.
Tier 1 down bottom. Yeah, it's gonna fall slower, but it's gonna eventually fall. However, Dreamostal's been giving a bit of free raid now in the enemy jungle, so he's gonna be happy with this. It's very similar to last game in terms of movements, right? We see that Boom really likes to move Dreamostal to the enemy jungle as soon as possible, so he can farm aggressively and also go for kills. And if he can, he'll also rotate and take the tier 1 mid. This ensures the enemy jungle can be invaded easily.
Yeah, the CT might be in some trouble here. Kescute, whoa, predicting the rolling boulder, actually knew exactly where he was. Kescute, nice stomp, cute little synergy there with the Rupture, giving the kill over to Candyloon.
Okay, find Mozun, nice avalanche toss, and Mozun is bursted by Mikoto. Well, it's max level avalanche, man. It's like actually a ridiculous amount of damage. But wait, Yamate wants to go further. The objective is Dreamo Cell, slows him down. There's no Phantasm available. Dreamo Cell cut by the Blood Right. They need the help of the Pango, but he evades the Blood Right just barely by the skin of his teeth. DDZ hits the corner.
Yeah.
Oh no. Your vehicle's all scuffed up, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a $2,000 paint job there, but unfortunately just doesn't have a point in the shield crash, so he's unable to actually get up there. I like it though. I like the Rolling Thunder. It may be a bit hopeful, right? But it's better to be a bit more aggressive and have the skill on cooldown anyway if he's just gonna continue pushing this top wave and just farming a bit. All right, no reason to have it off of cooldown when you can maybe get a kill out of it. This Drow, though, is farming pretty nicely, though. I'm not going to lie, actually leading in terms of CS just before the 10-minute runes spawn in. That might change, though, as there's a Moonlight Shadow gank now approaching. The scan out from the Radiant side is not going to find him. The Yamate instead might be the target of this gank, as they will TP the Drow away. It's a small prize considering what they could have potentially had, but they're going to take it no matter what.
Well, Mikoto getting a little support kill on to big deal at the end of the day, but you are regaining your jungle as well. It seems like you're a bit unsafe yet about invading because you haven't been able to take this tier 1 mid. And Star has wisened up about their plan as well, and they've actually put a lot of resources mid right as the catapult is coming. So very smart. Last game they were a bit slower in terms of response.
You're totally right, by the way, on this Beastmaster build. FBZ deciding that, yep, Necrobook 1 is still definitely very worth taking, and
yeah,
he now has that purchased. Yeah, he's like, pick me BM. And they're I don't care. I'm still playing her like Brood.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like, oh, not this BM?
Whatever, it'll do.
It's like, what? Yeah, it's FPZ is a monster on Beastmaster. I honestly love to watch him, Beastmaster and Centaur, particularly those two here. I think he's great on. But one of the things that he loves doing FPZ is showing people that offlane can carry too.
Yeah, it definitely can. So like I said, it's no mistake that he's top 10 in the SEA region. They're going to be looking for a Rupture kill onto Kezcute, trying to save the kick there for 1. Oh, great slow actually catching Makoto. Is that because of the magnetized buff? Actually, the Rupture committed here onto Tiny. He's going to go for the TP away. No Yule Scepter yet. Actually, Kendalling doesn't have one queued up, instead opting to go after the phase boots into the drums. So, I mean, they do have plenty of other stuns here with the Venge, as well as the DDZ Pangolier, but I'm a bit surprised, to be honest. He's maybe going a bit more into the carry build here. You think this is okay, or might it backfire?
Oh, for the CK, you mean?
No, for Candyloon, going for drums after the...
Oh, I'm not a big fan of this at all.
Yeah, it's...
I think drums is useless on Bloodseeker right now, huh? Because I think drums fulfill the same purpose as Veil Discord, except they're worse. So why? Like, they're transitional items, right? Except drums... Like, the Bloodseeker just doesn't have that much damage himself. Because he lives in a really difficult bubble right now, where the longer the game goes, the worse it is to put Blood Rage on yourself. Because it deals more damage, because of course it's percentage. So it's much better... Percentage damage, sorry. I've spoken Spanish there for a second. So it's much better to go for the Veil of Discord, which amplifies your magical damage, and not need to kind of tank up in that way, and not need to use Blood Rage on yourself to deal physical damage.
DDZ is likely dead here, as he's going to get ran over. Actually, DDZ stopping after he stuns him once, trying to prevent the roar from coming out. Will be Mosun and giving the kill over to DDZ, that is. But they are fighting elsewhere here, Avo. Oh, wow. Big crits coming in there. Oh, that's the armlet. There we go. Armlet.
I'm going to reserve my judgment on the drums, because I want to see what he does with these, right?
Okay.
And if a Veil wouldn't have been better. Because I don't know. He plays this hero a lot for me to doubt him.
We'll check back in on the Avo Bloodseeker corner in but a few minutes. Thank you, Avo, our Bloodseeker field reporter.
Talking about other builds, by the way, the CK actually went for an armlet build as opposed to the Midas build, so much more of an older build, but still the same idea, which is, I like to call him the Loda CK, because he was actually the first person to ever do this on Chaos Knight. Back in the day, Chaos Knight was always played around the illusions, and Loda was like, you know what, this guy tanks up like crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just build him for the hero. And that's how you're supposed to play nowadays with a new Chaos Strike. It's not so much the illusion build, it's much more around, well, your hero just has really good stat gain, and he's really strong in the late game, and you play with that instead.
Makoto was hoping to get this Blink Dagger reveal onto the Drought Ranger. Still might end up doing that, as actually they're going to scout her with this freshly placed ward. Okay, thank you very much. That's not where they were expecting to catch her at all, but now a team fight is breaking out. FPZ looking to get off the roar, but he's going to be double silenced now, as Lance still alive. The roar will get out now onto the Bloodseeker. DDZ still rolling around. They're invis, but dusted up here. They do have the detection. There's going to be the kill now onto FPZ. Kezcute, nice dodge there on the rolling boulder. But back here, Makoto actually has been ruptured. Great interrupt there on the swap, as the multi-shot's not connecting onto him, as they are going to have a little bit of a tough time killing him. The swap just delaying his death, but they're going to find the kill eventually. Kezcute in the meantime dying to DDZ and Yamate, and a very good fight for Team Star. I think Boom got a little bit too excited after they scouted the Drought Ranger there.
That team fight was a bit, I don't know. I think the Primal Roar should be used on the Pango Ball, honestly, because it's up to the ultimate.
Yeah.
Well, not completely, obviously, but you kind of stop in place and you pulse for some reason, because Pango's like a heart. So, I don't know. I thought that Primal Roar on Bloodseeker wasn't necessary. You know, like he does much once he's just used Blood Right. Like Blood Right and then you stop. That's kind of how Bloodseeker plays, right? So, maybe not the cleanest of team fights. I also think that Mikoto went way too far in thinking he could kill the Drought.
Yep.
Completely unnecessary to do that towards the end. And Pango has Maelstrom now.
Big item for him, of course, as each shot out from the swashbuckle does end up giving you a chance to proc it, which is why you always see it. Lance farming the Ancients, having a very fun time now. Dragonlance, as well as the Yasha, will just hover over. The aura is maxed, as she's going to step out of the aura. But next time they're together, we'll take a look at the attack range before and after. You can see quite a big jump there as soon as the Drought gets within range, or rather the Venge gets within range. So very strong, very strong. It's just a nice buff to have on top. It's not really like it's kind of broken, but it's really nice to have. You know, like I said earlier, Dota is a game where everything is broken, but that's what makes it so balanced and beautiful, isn't it? The beautiful game.
Quite literally, right? You balance that's the Icebox philosophy, actually. Mozun. And what, by the way, if you actually go to school for doing that, a lot of, actually the better schools will teach you this, with the Icebox being a really interesting philosophy because he revolutionized this whole idea. And they also, in software engineering school, they'll teach you what spaghetti code is by using League as an example. Interesting. Just saying.
You know, I gotta say, man, Dota has beautiful sound design, doesn't it?
And it's one of the best.
I was just enjoying the magnetize sound effects after FPZ died because they continued on his corpse. Really sounds amazing.
Everything is very clear. As someone who's casted other MOBAs before, and not League particularly, I can tell you that those are much more confusing to cast because you really cannot tell so clearly by the sound effects.
Hyde's gonna dig up a bounty. That'll be very nice for him. Why
For a
not?
second, I thought he was going to deny there.
Yeah.
Okay, Candelun's going for the Yosef still. No Velo Discord. I mean, you might see that this game, you know, actually, a little caveat for the point I was making of drums. There's not much more to amplify with Velo Discord except for yourself, right? And the Earth Spirit, right? Because most of the other damage is physical, including the tangles. Because yeah, Rolling Thunder deals damage, but more of a stuff. So I can see why maybe Drums thinks you can amplify more your team, and Drums also helps the Drow Ranger escape. So not too bad, actually. This creativity is not something I'm gonna go against. And he's still going for the Yosef right after, so you can cancel TPs.
Yeah.
Still the right build.
I think I could see this build a bit more if personally if the Bloodseeker needed to play a little bit more of this catch role, you know, like a little bit of coming in not early but a little bit, you know, the second wave into the team fight, right? Once everyone's a little bit lower with the thirst, hit you with the drums, so you're moving, you know, Bloodseeker driving his Bugatti, I believe is the meme, right? Trying to drift in it. But I don't know if it's as necessary this game. It seems redundant as Streamacell is going to be forced off by the Gust, actually popping as well. The, oh my goodness, actually, they're going to turn this into a full-fledged fight. Yamada with a beautiful boulder smash onto 2. Nice swap to ensure the Elder Titan is silenced. Stuff. Wow. Good stuff from Team Star here.
Yeah, they're playing this really well. It seems like, I think it was a bit of a mistake from Boom Esports to give him a lot of their comfort picks, particularly the Bloodseeker for Candy Lune, which has been first phase banned, by the way, against them almost every single match. So maybe they should have reconsidered that. But they're playing this game really well, honestly.
Yep.
And right now, Boom seems like they're kind of without options because they keep losing their CK and he's not finding any farm. And CK is not a good hero to recover.
They're going to buy back. This Roche is dead way too quickly for them to realistically make it. Oh no, they're going to leave it alive. A nice arrow on the Bloodseeker. This means Lance is going to take it.
Did you see what we did there, right? He blocked the arrow so they wouldn't get vision of the Roshan health.
Oh, nice job there. Oh, okay, they're going to be able to blow him up now, but Mozun's still alive, plus many others. Great silence, however, on the FPZs. Mervin stopping the roar as oh my god, DDZ indeed just running them down. They only get a 3-for-1. Boom Esports is not really getting it done this game.
They see us rolling, they dying.
They dying, yeah, pretty much.
Well, that was really well played here by Star, honestly. Bloodseeker dying is not really that important. And honestly, him tanking that with his body was crucial, because otherwise Tiny was going to initiate. They were using that arrow to scout. It was a very smart play by Kent Lune. And the beauty of a Bloodseeker is that you can just die. It's really not that big a deal as a hero. You farm way too quickly. I would argue you're probably the best dead laner in the game right now, and because of Blood Right and is in ridiculous range. And you're also... don't really need that much farm. You're just kind of utility heroes anyway, so who cares? And his build is really appropriate this game.
Yep.
On the other hand, Chaos does the opposite. Right? He actually takes too long to farm.
He does. They're going to expedite it a little bit here. I mean, he's just kind of using the Phantasm with its lower cooldown, admittedly. Well, there's a big buff to him recently. I think it was super long before. It was like 2 minutes at every single level, right? So down to 75 seconds at every single level now, which he's using to farm a little bit. Why not? I'm surprised that he's doing it in Vision, though, because that makes, if anything, that just emboldens Team Star, who already with Aegis are feeling pretty good about this game, not to mention the 8K net worth lead that they have. That's fine. I mean, I think he recognizes he's really in no position to be fighting this early anyway. Roar. Candy Loon, but a great swap out immediately. Kescute following up with the Earth Splitter. Candy Loon nearly dead, actually dying to the Zeus summons. His Dreamacell will take that instead for himself. Level 3 Necrobook already finished up. His Lance will be slowed a little bit by the Boar Poison, but will strike back there with the multi-shot, with the last will doing a bit of damage right back to him. Good pick, but again, like you were saying, it's just the Bloodseeker, right?
Yep, it's not that important. I mean, it's important because it enables you for the next team fight. Obviously, you don't want to lose him. He is your off. It is better to lose him than to lose, say, your Drow, for example, or even your Pango. In fact, I would even argue Pango is actually quite a snowball hero, right? So he really relies, much like Alina in the mid lane, to not die.
Really? That's interesting, because I would say that Tusk is more of a snowball hero.
Interesting. All right. Get out of the cast. Get out of the cast.
He actually engaged me on that one for a bit.
Leave.
Oh, goodness gracious. I had to get you at least once. But there goes Bloodseeker again. They have 2P1 down bottom. It's actually Dreamcell looking for the kill onto DDZ. Paps the Phantasm, but unfortunately gets a short duration stun on the Chaos Bolt, which is only level 3, now 4. So unlikely to get that kill, but at least scares him off for now. Puts the fear of God in him, right?
Yeah, that Gust actually deals extra damage to Rupture. FBZ commits suicide. But he dies to Yamato. I like that he actually ruptured himself just to the very end, so the gold will go to the support rather than to the carry, or the offlaner rather. So that's actually on purpose. It seems like it's dumb, and he was just running around.
Wow.
If you're gonna die anyway, might as well.
Look at this map awareness by Hyde. Hyde knows there's a hero bottom, there's 4 heroes top. I can push right in the face of this tier 2 tower.
Yep.
That is
good.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's these small plays, you know, that
Yeah.
actually allow you to come back into these games.
Definitely.
As opposed to just turtling indefinitely. Like,
Yeah, pretty much, right? Hey, well played to him, though.
yeah, that's why. It's the right play. The idiot is the one that doesn't do that play.
Oh, Makoto?
Yamate actually tanked that nicely. Yes, what a Defiance, which is why he tanked that so well. And now they reinitiate Lance,
CK
going on the Chaos
silence.
Knight. They're
Oh.
really slowing him down. He can't do anything. And he actually untoggles right as the rolling boulder hits him. I mean, that was just tough. The Drow Ranger stopped him completely. And the positioning, though, there by Lance was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, as good as Echo Stomp is, it does take a while to come through. It is a channeled ability. Nice. No juke by FBZ, but he's put DDZ in just an interesting position. He's being pinballed all over the place before he finally pops back out, and we'll collect the live of the 2 Necrobook 3 summons for some nice extra gold. But that's Aghanim Scepter now for DDZ. 11k up here, 22 minutes into the game. Boom Esports certainly have an uphill battle here in front of themselves if they want to try and get back in this game.
Yeah, I don't know, because with the CK, you're kind of hoping to win from the start, partially from your good laning. I'm very surprised how that lane went, because honestly, not only me, but you ask a lot of pros, and they'll tell you, yeah, CK is a pretty decent hero against Bloodseeker. Beast Ghost will always pick him against Bloodseeker in lane, at least in the past month when Bloodseeker's
Good
popular.
smoke here. If they can catch Lance, that'll be huge for them, especially because currently they're set to get 2 kills on him. Oh, good 4-staff away, though. Make up the right-hand pike, rather.
I don't know if their early game should have gone as bad as it went, to be honest.
backing
I think
off?
CK lane to be better.
Interesting. Giving them a lot of respect, but I mean, it's a good spot to be backing off. There is going to be, of course, the outpost of TP, and, you know, just putting the fear of God on them. Hey, don't come in our triangle. This is ours.
Dude, if you're on a choke point against a Bloodseeker and a Drow, yeah, good luck, man. They have like the double silence that they set up there, the Gust as well, and if you go a bit too far, oh, Rupture, you're out of position now.
Yeah, that is true. They can really kind of form some nice entrenched defenses as Yamate is going to be able to push pretty far and then back off quite easily with the rolling boulder before they're able to actually close the gap onto him. This is kind of unfortunate because Makoto really probably would have loved to get that kill. He's, you know, kind of really strong right now relative to what power spikes his hero does have, as he's going to be going straight into the BKB next. But Blink and Echo Saber, this is like your time to get rocking and rolling, no pun intended.
I think that in this game, to come back, Boom needs to try to use the... can I go for Gang Squad? Maybe even safe, I go with a CK, because if you just kind of try to fight head-on these team fights, I did mention that Star has a really, really good team fighting potential. Boom has much more better pickoffs, which is great, but Star has the team fighting potential that makes it difficult to fight them. With Bloodright, the Earth Spray as a whole, and the Tango, it's tough to get close to the Drow range in this game. In a very different manner than Boom Esports did last game, they're protecting the Drow and making sure that it's hard to get to it, and she's the final raid boss as usual.
Yeah, and even if you can't get close to the Drow now, which is hard to do normally, but also harder to do now because she can attack you from further away, she'll look at a BKB coming her way now. Aegis has been reclaimed, so now you only got to kill her once at the very least, as they will trade tier 2 for tier 2 towers. But looks like Team Star just about ready to continue pushing for tier 3s. They got the ultis, no second life, but a 10-second BKB definitely puts some wind under your sails.
Now, we're going to try to take this tower here, bottom lane, let's see. With, the Rupture just a bit early maybe onto Hyde, but at least stopping this mana from being impactful. Nice goal looker from Hyde to prevent this, and hey, Yamate, where you going, buddy? Where are you going? You got lost in my base, my friend. And they just punish him completely for that play.
Oh,
However,
good
now
swap.
it's time for Chaos Knight to die. Great
Beautiful.
swap together with a Gust as well to make sure he had nothing to do here.
FBZ's ratting. FBZ's ratting. Yamada is not going to be able to catch him, unfortunately. That's the Blink Dagger gold, at least for FBZ. So we did buy back here on the Air Spirit just to try and stop the rat, which I guess you do. Now the Blink Roar onto DDZ. Lance continuing to just hit some creep as they know there's no realistic follow-up. He has the Gust anyway, in case it was necessary. Finishing off the bottom lane of Barracks now, considering going for more. It's like another swap here onto Mikoto. Doesn't have any defensive items and no recourse here, as Kesku, he can only offer an Echo Stomp in his trying times, but it's not nearly enough. Dead for 69 seconds. There is Kesku with the buyback penalty. Mozon as well. I love this build on the Vengeful Spirit, can I say, is the Vladimir's offering is so useful here. Because even if you die, even if Venge swaps aggressively, as we saw twice, and is killed immediately after, as you tend to see happen, doesn't matter. She's still alive. She's got the auras. All her auras retain or maintain. If she dies, she can't use any abilities or items, at least items until, or abilities rather, until she hits level 25. But she can, of course, still affect her auras, which is so good this game here. The Vlads for Lance. Just the Aura Master. Just these two are always going to be, you know, two peas in a pod here.
Now, Boom Esports, how are you gonna get them away? Honestly, like they're mosquitoes right now. They're just Lance. Come on, you saw that from a mile away.
He's baiting. I think he's baiting though.
He might be. He might actually.
What are they gonna do?
baiting.
What are you gonna kill him? I mean, they've killed Yamate though as
They
DDZ.
have. Oh, DDZ has no chill, dude. He just went straight for high. They ruptured as well. There's two fights going on at the same
there
time.
are.
As
Lance
Lance
dead.
just wants to get away. Lance with a Gust, good. But CK still chasing after him. Lance, you only have the protection of Candy Loon. How are you going to help him out? The Yule Scepter to stop Dream Cell. Mozoon sacrificing himself as well. And everyone is here saying Private Lance with a constant Blood Right is kind of working. FBZ closing on. But Candy Loon is making sure that Lance has the safe escape that he deserves. They even TP DDZ to get that force staff off.
Yeah.
Sorry, so to help him out when he forced himself to safety.
That's good. That was a great fight. The fight split into two. Surprisingly, Boom win both of them. I think maybe, you know, together Ape not strong, I guess, this time, to use the Planet of the Apes meme. But yeah, I mean, that went so well for them there. And they
But they
definitely
saved
pushed them off high
Lance in
ground.
the end, right? So I don't know.
They did, but I mean that's a 10-second BKB charge used very, very defensively, right? They didn't get a single kill out of that, and now they're positioned to actually lose Roche because of this. Candy Loon. They will have ulti soon though. Full Crimson Guard up, by the way, on the Bloodseeker, which is going to be fantastic against Dreamacell as he's getting bashed over by Roshan here. I don't think they can Roche fast enough, unfortunately. We'll see as DDZ into the pit he goes, but good position by Dreamcell. He's able to just walk away. Illusion Rune, unfortunately hit by the Rupture, as well as the Bloodright Lance running his way. DDZ as well up onto the high ground. He goes, quite a tanky boy. Armlet toggling, but he will be killed eventually. So they're going to continue the chase here, split them clean in two, thanks to the Rolling Boulder and that Spearhead attack. That's now, in your dream though, dead for quite a long time here.
I know it's a Bloodseeker reporter, but I want to do a little bit of Pango report for a second, because that play by DDZ was absolutely impeccable, and it went up. They're going for the outright first, catch you. Yeah, Blood Right to catch him. Usually it's hard to set up the Blood Right like that, but with an Earth Spread it makes it easier. And there's still, I don't know what they want to defend Roshan.
I mean, they're trying, I guess,
FBC,
right?
you crazy madman, he does go in. From a Roar Mount inside to the outside, because there's nobody inside any longer, and the Pango just kills him. Meanwhile, the Venge is still chasing after Mikoto, just making sure they can take the Roshan, guaranteeing this. Right, sorry, just quick, before they start fighting again. What DDZ did there when he was chasing after the CK, right? You notice he was doing S's? Oh, there's a GG. You notice he was doing S's? They won't even let me say this.
Yeah.
As opposed to going straight, right? If you actually, as a Pango, go straight, it's actually super easy to avoid you. And pro players do this all the time. But by doing the S's, you actually can never tell when the Pango's going to turn towards you. And it makes it much harder to evade. And you can't really play around him unless you move back. Which is why he was actually doing the S for
Well, that, and I think this is like a concept in naval warfare as well, where you always want to be doing S turns, because I mean
It's hard to tell where you're going.
Well, that and 50-50 chance that you're already going the right way, right? Anyway, so then you can just continue steaming ahead, or they're juking and they juke the wrong way, quote unquote, and then you can catch them already. That's like the same concept if you watch football, soccer, of a goalie doing sidestep, and then just, you know, because if you kick the ball to the right that he's already sidestepping to, he has already that advantage and can get there that much faster. But no, good point to bring out, because that is like a very small efficient play. It does burn more time of the Rolling Thunder, but in the end, if it allows you to actually stun him and get more damage, it's completely worth it. And DDZ, DDZ, by the way, just having a phenomenal game here. 7-0-11 on the mid lane Pangolier. My goodness, Boom Esports were not prepared for this one here.
No, it was incredible. I think there was a bit of underestimation because of the first game from Boom Esports, and you actually could tell in both drafts because you let them have a lot of their comfort picks. DDZ's Pango is incredible. Yamate's Earth Spirit. You let them have the Bloodseeker on Candy Loon, which is again first phase ban on every other team that he's played, right? So against every other team he's played. So I think that Boom Esports got a bit cocky and got punished for it. And it's Team Star. I mean, they are a good team. There's a reason why they've been invited to this. They're not just fodder, right? And Boom Esports should have maybe respected them a bit more. However, at the same time, just Star played out of their mind. There's a reason why these are comfort picks for them. Incredible Pango play. If you want to learn to play Pango, watch this game. It was an incredible performance.
Yeah, I think everyone played a really great game as well from Team Star. I'm not going to lie.
Yes,
Vengeful
I love the
Spirit,
Bloodseeker too. He was incredible.
I really like the Venge this game. You know, to
Yes.
give some, the support some love.
The swap into the Gusts all the time, right?
Yamate was fantastic on the Earth Spirit as he was in Game 1. I just think the team was better equipped to actually follow up on his initiations this game too. It was, I mean, really Team Star. This is really impressive performance out from them. I think there's still a good chance they can make it to groups as well. They stand with a 3-2 record with 3 points. Boom Esports, there's no way there's a 3-2 record for Team Stars. I'm messing up somewhere here. But Boom Esports with a 3-1 record for themselves.
Team Stars 3-3.
3-3. Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed.
As Boom Esports with a 3-1 record themselves, still put themselves up in a really good position here, tied with Adroit and just behind Among Us with a 5-1 record here.
Yep. For those of you guys that have watched today, my name is Avo Plus, Mr. Avo Plus, sorry. I'm here with SeekNStrike as well. Hope you enjoyed the cast. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys today. We'll be back tomorrow, though not for the full day as per usual. There'll be 2 productions going on for tomorrow, but hope you enjoy both at the same time. It's going to be starting again at 12 SGT, and it's going to be a really hype match between Among Us and TNC. So if you want to tune in, make sure to do so.
Lots of really fun games from our Boom Esports versus Motivate Trust is going to be a really good one as well, which I believe is actually the rematch of the BTS Pro Series SEA Grand Finals, in which Motivate were winning that one 3-0. So that'll be fun to see these two teams go head-to-head again, Signal Ultra versus AG, and then Team Star versus Adroit. So plenty of great matches for tomorrow, guys. And as I always said, great matches today as well. It was really fun to bring you the action, and we will be back sometime tomorrow to continue the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13 online. NA is live in about 8 to 9 hours here, but that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can follow us on Twitter at SeekNStrike Dota and at Mr. Avo Plus. For now, though, enjoy your little break and have a fantastic night.